So this was a challenge actually I got from my manager a couple of years ago, trying to predict how happy the teams were, or it's not so much how happy the teams are, but try to predict unhappiness. And at the time said, okay, we're doing retrospectives. So every 2 weeks we do a session saying how did the 2 weeks go. So I'll just put a survey there. And that's how I started. So putting a frowny face, a neutral face, and a happy face in the retrospective as a survey. Everything was anonymous. So we were still in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Is once you leave, you just do a mark where you're at. You don't need, no questions will be asked. You don't need to explain anything. And it started like this, in a very innocent way.
Yeah.
I started collecting data. 9 months after, I had really interesting data, because I had 9 months of data of every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to identify certain trends. I was able to identify, alongside the leads, that at one time we started pushing the teams a little bit too far. We were in sales season and on deliveries, and we started pushing a little bit too far, and the happiness level dropped.
Yeah.
We said, okay, let's stop right there and let's adjust. And as soon as we adjusted, we managed to get those happiness levels back up and still deliver. That's the most interesting thing. Is sometimes it's not so much that you won't deliver because you're not pushing. It's just you need to change the way that you're talking to the team.
Yeah.
Extremely effective at the time. Since then, I don't no longer work with teams, and I'm not in retrospectives. I work with leads, individual contributors, and I started this year because I missed my happiness levels. I started doing the same challenge with my individual contributors,
Mm-hmm.
and I changed the format a little bit. So instead of being 1, 2, and 3, happy, frowny, and neutral on a retro, is a 5 level, because it's individual. You can be a little bit more precise.
Mm-hmm.
5 levels, and I ask them like on one-on-ones. Sometimes I'm passing in the coffee. Happiness level, go.
Okay.
It's all of a sudden the idea is to catch them off guard because it's more honest.
Mm.
Sometimes they hate me for this, but yeah, I do like my metrics, and it's really interesting because we already, and then I share the results with them every now and then. I say, look, this is how we're at, and we can see some people are always in the 4 and 5, always happy. Other people are always in the 2 and 3. Other people are 3 and 4, and that's the baseline. So the first thing is you need to identify a baseline for that person, and then you identify the differences and how do you call it, the changes from the baseline. And that's what you need to worry about. It's the changes. It's not that the person is constantly in the 3 or in the 4 or in the 5. If they're constantly in the 2, worry. If they're constantly in the 1, worry. But if they're in the 3, 4, or 5, it's an okay, happy, or super happy. It's fine. It's then the changes that you need to start worrying. If they're, so I have one case where they're always in a 4 and they have a 1 in 1 week, and I always remember that one. He said, I had a horrible day. This happened. Screw it, 1. And we always we know what happened that day. And this was like 4 months ago. But these little trends help not just me, but the person as well, understand how they're viewing the team, how they're viewing their work. And because at the end of the day, I'm going to be very honest. At the end of the day, there are a ton of jobs out there. If we're not happy, what the hell we're doing, So we need to be happy there.